And now moving to France. Over the weekend, the Notre-Dame Cathedral reopened its doors for the first time in 5 years after a devastating fire left the historic site in ruins. The evening celebration was attended by at least 1,500 dignitaries, including First Lady Jill Biden. Seated beside her was President-elect Donald Trump, who made headlines with his chatty demeanor and a viral 17-second handshake with French President Emmanuel Macron. Here's our next story with more from Paris.
The bells of Notre-Dame rang again, their echo rippling through Paris like a long-forgotten memory. For 5 years, they had been silent, waiting for the moment when the cathedral could reclaim its place as the heart of the city. And on a chilly December Saturday, under the glow of soft floodlights, that moment had finally come.
Tonight, the bells of Notre Dame ring again and the organ will awaken in a moment. Music of hope, familiar to Parisians, to France, and to the world. The bells of Notre Dame ring again, they who have marked the hours of the day, and those of history.
French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte stood at the forefront, their faces lit with pride. And behind them, the newly restored spire pierced the night sky, like a testament to an ambitious restoration effort that rallied over 2,000 artisans and 700 million euros, which is roughly over $739 million.
De ce qu'est une nation et ce que devrait être le monde.
We must treasure this lesson of fragility, humility, and will, and never forget how much each one counts, and how the greatness of this cathedral is inseparable from the work of all. Tonight, together, we can share joy and pride. Your grace, Notre-Dame de Paris, is given back to you.
Inside the cathedral, the air was heavy with reverence. Paris's archbishop ceremonially knocked on the ancient doors, a tradition signaling the reopening. The crowd of 1,500 dignitaries, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, tech mogul Elon Musk, and Britain's Prince William, rose to their feet as the massive oak doors creaked open. The ceremony wasn't just about solemnity. It was a stage for personalities. But the spotlight was only on Donald Trump. The newly elected US president arrived in his signature flair, shaking hands and exchanging pleasantries with fellow leaders. Seated next to First Lady Jill Biden, who represented her absent husband, and outgoing President Joe Biden, Trump seemed upbeat, and what the internet claimed, absolutely in love. While the context of their conversation remains unknown, Donald Trump, the ever-opportunist, found a way to steal the spotlight. As his pictures with First Lady Jill Biden kept trending, Trump seized on the opportunity and promoted his newest venture, a patriotic fragrance line named Fight, Fight, Fight. He shared his picture with the First Lady and captioned it, "A fragrance your enemies can't resist." And by the end of the night, the $199 cologne was sold out online. Then came the handshake. When Macron approached to greet him, Trump extended his hand and the two men locked in a now famous grip. 17 seconds of unrelenting intensity followed, and the French leader smiled through it all. While the onlookers whispered, social media erupted. 7 years later, and the handshake battle continues. one commentator quipped online, recalling their infamous 2017 encounter. Nearby, Prince William navigated the scene with quiet diplomacy. Representing the British royals, he engaged warmly with Trump. Their conversation touched on the special relationship between their nations. Trump, always one to charm, praised William as a good man doing fantastic work. As the opening ceremony commenced outside, thousands gathered despite the biting wind and heightened security. On giant screens, the crowd watched as the cathedral came alive with music. As the final hymn faded, the bells of Notre-Dame tolled once more, their sound cascading over the city like a benediction. Paris had its heart back, and the world, for a moment, stood still to listen.